Alright, welcome back to Villagers 101 Part 2, Episode 2 something. I don't know if I'm calling it parts or episodes. Doesn't matter. Villagers. Last time we talked about all the villager trades, what they gave you, which ones were worthless, which ones were awesome. Today, we're going to be talking about something that is probably the worst aspect of villagers. Transporting them. How to get them from point A to point B. Because it's not like you can just be like, hey buddy, follow me. Come over here and sit in this cubicle for the rest of your life and sell me things. Doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So, I'm going to show you the easiest ways to do it, pretty much. We're going to use this platform up here as an example, because as most of you, if you're anything like me, you like to put your trading halls, your bases, and stuff like that in very inconvenient places to get villagers at all. If you don't get out of here, I'm going to use you as an example. Know this. But yeah, so we're going to be transporting some villagers up here, basically. First way to do it, but the more expensive way, is rails and a minecart. So basically what you'll want to do is just kind of pillar up. And obviously I'm in creative, but this is easily done in survival also. The only downside is it can be expensive with the powered rails and the rails with iron and gold. But, make yourself a nice gold farm or an iron farm. If you don't know how to, actually a friend of mine who plays on the same realm as me just made a tutorial on an iron farm, so maybe I'll put his channel in the description. Super cool dude. But yeah, moving on. Just, kind of pillar up like that. Down here, put a couple of power rails. Because realistically, if you also use levers, don't use redstone blocks. They're expensive. Just put a lever down and flip it, and it turns it on. Super easy. But if you don't use powered rails and you just try to use regular rails, he's never going to make it to the top. He'll get about 3 or 4 of these blocks up, and then he'll start drifting back down. You'll be trying to push him. It'll be an absolute nightmare. We're actually going to speed this up at the end too. We'll get rid of that one. Throw powered in there. And one more. One thing to note though, powered rails do not go around corners. Like if you put powered rail here, just go straight. Doesn't connect to that. It'll fly right off the edge. So keep that in mind. Yeah, just lead the rails up to here, right into your little, hole that you're going to put your villagers in. Oh yeah, I forgot a lever up here. Lever. But again, use levers. Redstone torches work too. Redstone blocks work, stuff like that. But levers are they're really the way to go. A couple more rails down here. You put your minecart here. And getting the villager in the minecart isn't always the easiest thing, to be honest. I'm just going to spawn one in. But like, see, he just walked away. He just walked away. So sometimes you'll have to, let's say we're going to spawn one in over here. Let's see if we can get him. No. Stop it. He's being difficult. So, we're going to use tactic number 2. Grab a boat. Grab a lead. Pull him over. Just pull him on over here. Put your minecart down. Maybe, don't come back towards me, silly. Thing is, you don't want to push your minecart and start it, so we'll turn that off. But again, this is why we're doing this, because as we've talked about, villagers are just they're the worst. They're the hardest ones to control and get to do what you want them to do. Alright, that's about as close as we can get. Let's see if it goes in there. Boom, in there. But again, it's not always going to be easy, as it just was there, and I'm in creative mode. So again, sometimes you got to be a little, creative with getting your villagers in there. Then once you do, just give them a little push. Oh, he didn't make it. He did not make it, people. This is what I was talking about with the power rails. I botched my own thing there. We'll add another one. Not doing great on this tutorial so far. Please forgive me. Let's try again. Just kind of push this little guy on here. Push him on here. Go, Billy. There we go. And then he goes up over here. And then at this point, you just come over here. Boom. Now you're in there for life. You can put a block over here. Spam it until he quits jumping. Boom. You can put his workstation right here. Then he's in here forever. Forever, ever. Alright. So that was the first version. Obviously, not the easiest thing. As we can see. Is that villager over there teleporting around? That's insane. But now I will show you another way. Scaffolding. Scaffolding can be your best friend. Unless you're like a lot of us who still use dirt as scaffolding, because it's all we use for so long that now we're stubborn and we don't want to use anything else. I get that. I get that. Alright. Don't be stubborn. There we go. So make a bunch of scaffolding, and then, you know, lead it up here. And then you'll come down here. You will place your boat. Get your villager in your boat, which again, not always going to be the easiest thing. I'll leave that to you to figure out how to trap them. Sometimes you just got to chase them around and just you know, toss a boat in front of them and then pull it back. But you can put leads on boats. So, if you come over to scaffolding and come up it while holding a lead, it will pull the villager. So that one disconnected. Nope, it didn't. Sometimes it will if you get like too far ahead of yourself. Boom. Pulled him up. And this works on survival. It's crazy. Which I kind of, a little cheaty right here because I'm not actually in scaffolding. But you would just have to put some scaffolding over here to pull him up. And then boom. Got him up here. And you would just want to remove your lead. Get rid of the scaffolding so he doesn't try to just run away. Because if you don't get them in this hole in the first try, villagers will run. They will just run away. Alright, try to get him over the hole. Oh my god! And there he went. He just ran off. As we discussed. But this is not a tutorial on how to get villagers in a pod. That's an entirely different nightmare. I recommend minecarts, honestly, most of the time. But if you don't have the rails and stuff, again, you can use a boat and some scaffolding to get them up to certain heights. It works. Oh, look at these guys. One of them has a friend now. But yeah, those are the main two ways to transport villagers. I mean, you can drop them down into water streams and get the water stream to slowly push them in there. It will work. But it can be a nightmare. And again, all villagers is a nightmare until you get them where you want them. Then they're amazing and they give you all the good stuff. But this is my 2 cents on how to move villagers. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below. If you're not subscribed, please do. I'll be putting out random villager stuff for the next month or so. Every time I think of something different to share about villagers, I will be putting it down. The next episode or part, if you will, to this series will be obtaining villagers, getting your villagers, breeding your villagers, how to find them, how to get them, all that good stuff. So that one will be a bit longer. I figured I'd get the 2 quick ones out of the way first. So if you're interested in village breeders, finding villages, curing villagers, discounted trade villagers, all that good stuff, next time, next part, next episode. I don't know what to call it yet. But yeah, we'll do that next time. I hope y'all enjoyed this quick little tutorial.